Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Haul O'Clock with two packages from bricklink.com. And it's been a bit of a calamitous week really, because one of these is an absolute emergency order, and the other one has a mistake in it. Well, I was wondering this week if these videos were perhaps getting a little old, so I looked at the stats and it turns out that actually views are increasing for these brick hauls, so maybe I'm developing some sort of cult following. That is a rather good thing to hear. But do let me know how you get on with these videos, how you like them, which bits you'd like me to focus on and so on, because I do want them to go on well into the future. So anyway, these chaps are up here just to show off their wonderful new cloaks from last time. They're very fitting indeed for forest folk, so that's great. And the third thing I bought this week is actually poking around this corner. And it's a camel in this dark tan colour. It's rather fantastic, really. These were also available in tan, but this one is from the 7571, the Fight for the Dagger Prince of Persia set from 2010. And I've absolutely no idea how I'm going to use it, but I did want to replicate both the saddle and the cargo that was added to the camel in that set. Well, I think you have to kind of slide this on a bit more carefully. There we go. And well, I guess I could have some sort of Bedouin traveller or caravan coming into Brick Nottingham, because although that isn't particularly realistic, it does happen on rare occasion, so maybe not. But yeah, I quite like that build, so yeah, I couldn't resist it. So I'm still in the market for the tan one. Maybe I'll get that too, and we'll have a real caravan of them being led into the city. But anyway, yes, on to the two packages. We have got two. One is an emergency order, and one has a mistake in it. The emergency order is because I was sorting the parts as I do into sort of quasi bags, I suppose, for each of my mall builds. And well, effectively, I realised that I didn't have enough of quite a vital one for the next part next Monday. Oh, a lot of packaging in this. Oh, we're in paper bags today. So essentially, I had to make this order as an absolute matter of urgency to get that last vital piece in. Otherwise, well, you'd have no more video, and I know you wouldn't be happy with that. So essentially, that is what spurred off this whole thing. So I tried to make the best of what was available in that store after finding that piece. So yeah, this is what I managed. I'm going to open all these because these paper bags are going to be an absolute nightmare doing them one by one. Okay, so noisy paper bags all opened, and I haven't really gone through it, but I have already identified the very important piece that made this whole emergency order necessary. And it's one of these 1x6x6 frames for doors or windows to, well, what will be the vinyl record store on next Monday's mall build. I needed 6 of these, I think, and I counted 5, and a massive panic. Who's got one of these? And they're relatively new, so not many people have them. So I looked at about the 5 people that were selling one in the UK, and then saw who else had anything else of interest, and this was the winner. So we can go through the rest of that now. So one bit is just one of these LERP pieces, and it's got the fishy sticker on, so that makes it a little bit more useful for under the sea. That one came in 6559, Deep Sea Bounty from 1997, which is the one with the cool mini sub and the whale skeleton there on the seabed. I might have to do something like that, a skeleton for an old creature, but then again, with a huge wreck I've got and all the other stuff, there might not be space. Now, I've got quite a few pieces for an aircraft that I'm trying to kind of piece together because it's quite an expensive one. So those are parts of it, the propellers, and these for the tail fins. And it will be one of the big 8-wide aircraft. And essentially, yeah, I'm going to make a few changes to it just to make it a bit different. Partially because, well, it needs to be a bit different because I've already got about 4 or 5. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 wide-bodied jets above my city already. So if I have a 5th, it really does need to look a little bit different. So what I wanted to do is get loads of propellers to make it kind of a turboprop, maybe with a pair on each engine rather than just another boring old jet. So that's what I'm playing around with here. That's why I've got these parts that were available from this store for that build and loads of these big propellers. And I think that'll be really good. I was kind of thinking about cargo planes, and last time we talked about that Antonov, where the sort of front of the aircraft can kind of open up on the nose in order to let cargo in. And I was looking at other sort of really old Russian orientated sort of 4-engined aircraft, and turboprop seems to be quite a common theme. So yeah, I think that's a bit different. So anyway, that's those parts. I got a couple of these to add to the mall just to replace some that were in white, because when I was looking at it afterwards, I thought, why are they in white and not in black? And it might have been availability at the time, but anyway, that'll be a slight improvement. This is just a grey shield piece, and it's actually a piece that was missing from the Silent Mary set that I was donated. And if you want to make a donation to the channel, either as part of a brick haul or for the deep sea cabinet or something like that, you can, to the usual address. But yeah, it just needed a couple of parts that must have fallen off at some point, and the shield was one, which is to be held by the masthead. Not the masthead, is it called that? The sort of figure on the front of the prow. It doesn't sound right if it's masthead, does it? Anyway, one of those. So that will be just finishing that off. Talking of the under the sea, these were very keenly prized in this store, so I bought all he had, which was about 30 odd, and it's just these to add some texture to all of my rock faces underneath the sea. There's one more of those that I needed for my aircraft. Under the sea as well, we've got a lot of these cupcake pieces, which I think are from the Troll sets that I can stack up. I don't think I've got many before in this aqua colour, so they'll be useful. A few other bits and bobs there to replace. Do you remember I did that big Duplo phone in my phone shop? It needed a few of these, so I had to pilfer them from other builds in my city. So these are to replace the ones that I stole in order to make that work. Yeah, I'm always having to juggle pieces between projects. Now this is interesting. So this is kind of the accordion keyboard from the set 43202, the Magical House, which I know nothing about. I assume it's some sort of Disney set. Anyway, this is on the accordion, as I say, so it's sort of squeeze box type thing. And as I understand it, that one has two of these on, and it's sort of the buttons bit. I thought that one side had buttons and one side had a keyboard. So I'm not sure if they've got that right, or maybe there's just two different types. Anyway, if I go to my bag of instruments that I've already sort of owned and collected to one side, I always keep all things by themes in little bags. My collection's a bit of a mess. Basically, I had a similar build made, but in better colours in my mind, with a keyboard on one, and I just used a typing keyboard for this end. So instead now I can upgrade it to that. Although now the colour scheme, well, it's not too bad, I suppose. It's still got bits of green and sort of red in it. That is a little bit better, I think. What do you think of that? Yeah, so if you're a musical instrument expert, maybe you'll tell me what the difference between having one of these on both ends and having one of each. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. So that's that freed up. What else have we got? A few wheels in there and minor pieces. A nice torso that I haven't had before. This is from the old lady in the hospital set, 60330 from 2022. There's a lot of good parts in that set, actually, especially minifigure parts. I mean, if it had come out before I did my big hospital, I could have made a huge version of that set, you know, multiples all sort of stacked on top of each other, but I'd already done an older one, which I am quite happy with, so I'm not going to take that apart at any time soon. And also, Lego copied my scanner scene, I think. No, only kidding. I'm sure two people can have a very similar idea, but it does look quite similar. Anyway, that's a really nice torso that I didn't have. So I'm going to use that in my city. Some drills. I got drills in 3 different colours because people pointed out that I needed a drill for my underwater scene for the remote robot, but I didn't want a black one because it would kind of tie in with the black hands of it and it didn't look very stark. So I think I'm probably going to give it this silver one here, and then at least it will stand out a bit more. But when I was looking in my collection for drills, I realised I didn't really have any. Yeah, now I've got 3. Awesome. Then I needed a couple of these modified things with the old-fashioned fork bits on, just to attach some levers on. I kind of have visions of using those levers as part of a giant sort of computer switchboard type thing, or, you know, mainframe with a massive sort of lever on-off switch, like it was maybe a big old-fashioned fuse board, but I didn't have the pieces that they would connect onto. So that's 2 for a potential project in the future. Yeah, one more set of these legs. So the giant ice cream costume people that came in the recent city sets all had sort of these legs because they were baddies underneath a disguise hiding with ice cream carts and the rest. But then when the third green ice cream cone costume came out as part of set 60328, the beach lifeguard station. They didn't have the sort of convict trousers on because, well, I guess that one wasn't a convict, a genuine ice cream seller. But I want them all to be convicts in my city and all be wearing a costume. So basically, I needed a third set of the legs to make all three of them look like they were part of a gang. So yeah, we'll have the ice cream disguise mob as well, and more criminals in Brick Nottingham, as if we didn't have enough already. Some golden horns for a build that I'm not going to tell you about. A couple of these beanie hats that I seem to be addicted to in dark orange. A beautiful calf. Oh, I haven't seen him before, and he's rather sweet, isn't he? Oh, those eyes are perfect. So this is one of the many wonderful new animal parts from the 60346 Barn and Farm Animals from this year, 2022, which is pretty good set in a way, but it's just too expensive if you ask me, just for the animals. Anyway, you've got to go get a great big barn and you get a big tractor and stuff like that, but I don't really need or want either of those, even for the parts. So yeah, it's a bit too expensive for me. So I think I'm going to try and pick these off one by one when I see one at a good price. It's a pity the pigs are pink, because all the rest of my pigs in my farm are that sort of nougat colour. I'd rather them not be completely different, but you know, I'm still probably going to get some, and I need some of the lambs as well. Don't think I need the full-size cow. So yeah, I'm cherry picking really on that one. They are available, incidentally, on Bricks and Pieces. But they sold out in seconds, and I missed them again, much like I did the first time around with the normal sheep. So I'm going to have to be quicker this time, I think, to get that sorted. But yeah, he is really nice. I need one of them, really, to go with my bigger cows, to keep him company. Fantastic. Then the eagle-eyed of you will have spotted some very brightly coloured minifigures in bags. And this is a troll character. What? He's not collecting trolls now, is he? No, I'm not. Don't worry. But this troll is called Brunch. Oh, and he looks like that. And this bit goes... Goodness knows what that is. Oh, it's hearts. Is that just on his head? Don't know. But anyway, he looks like that. Yeah, he looks very unimpressed. A bit like I am because, yeah, I don't like this much at all. But I did think it was quite good for parts, because I can use this under the sea as some sort of wavy plant with a hole in it, and then you can have something in the hole like a little fish or a crab or something like that. And if we disguise it so these ear bits are a bit more hidden, then yeah, I think that'll look quite swooshy in a way. So yeah, I quite like that part. Then ditched ahead. Maybe I could use it backwards as something under the sea, but it looks a bit too much like ears for me. We've got some really nice shorts in these ones here. And then best of all for me, I think, is this top. Now, if you think I change out the hands that are dark turquoise at the moment and change them for yellow, then that is a skate top, isn't it? A sort of no fear skate top. It's got kind of back lines on the back, but that might be because he's a bit muscular, whoever's wearing it. So yeah, I kind of really like that just for that. So he was very keenly priced because, well, who wants a troll? So I got two of them because it would definitely be good to have two of the plant bits under the sea. And I guess I could use two torsos as well. I could even put one of them for sale in my skate shop and, you know, have one out and about being worn. So that was that plan. So Branch came with 41254, the Volcano Rock City concert from 2020. And we have a Rock City in real life Nottingham as well. So I seem to have bought quite a few things from that set. Anyway, here's another Trolls one with sunglasses, accessory, and heart, and a hairbrush. Don't need any of those. But we have a wonderful mermaid tail in this iridescent-y sort of purpley trans pink colour, which looks great. This torso with a heart on, and the pink sleeves, like that. The horrible head that I probably won't be able to find a use for. And then this huge hair as well. So there we go. So that is the mermaid character from 41250. Techno Reef Dance Party. That sounds fun. From 2020. And again, I thought I could use the parts. So here is some iridescent coral. Could even use it that way, going in the breeze. Because there is a little tiny connector hole there, so I might be able to attach that somehow, cleverly. Yeah, but it'll still work that way as well. And it's even got a connection point on this side. So maybe I could have something overlapping it or poking out from beside it. Or maybe it could even be that way, actually. Yeah. Who knows? So that's worth playing with. I thought that was quite good fun. Again, ditched ahead. I could probably use the mermaid body again under the sea, maybe with a normal mermaid top where she's got sort of clamshells on her front or something like that. I think that'll look nice. And then again, yellow hands on this top. I think it's quite a nice top for my city and a bit more variety from the sort of, 24 normal city tops that we get each year. So yeah, why not? Good price again. Now this, I've got more explaining to do. Yep, it's a video character. Oh, Robin, what are you buying them for? You don't even like them. Well, yeah, you are kind of right, actually. But my collecting drive is just too strong. Basically, having bought all of the regular series video characters and half of the ones from the beatboxes and stuff, there's just a few that I'm missing. And it just seems weird that I've got 95% of a collection and not the remaining sort of about 4 or 5. So this was keenly priced and I thought, yeah, that's not what I have. Oh, go on, just buy it. So this is the kitten guitarist, if I can put the guitar in her hands. And that is from the 43113 K-pop concert from 2021. So, yeah, I do need the other minifigures from that, not desperately obviously, but yeah, if I ever do use these animal heads for bank robbers, that's been suggested, or characters or even balloons in my fairground, then I can use this one as well. The top is almost unusable, but maybe as some sort of hippie or something. Or what's the back? The back prints are often quite good on these actually. I've just ruined that. That is, well, quite interesting. Yeah, could almost be a pop star or something, couldn't it? So it's quite good, especially if I change out the hands. But yeah, that is that. So yeah, apologies for buying this rubbish. It's quite fun, isn't it? Right, what else have we got? We've got some tail fins for some planes. Now this is quite big. But basically, this store gave me free postage above a certain value, and I just hit that value with adding these minifigures that I kind of didn't want, but sort of do as well. And I thought, well, if he's going to be paying free postage, I may as well get some big lumpy items as well, or put it into a parcel. And this was one of them. I just thought it was really good iconography, a bit blank on the inside, but yeah, really nice. So this is from the 4619. Air Patrol Jet, and that's AIR Patrol Jet, so it's kind of like those panels I've got on my modular for the radio station, Alternative Information Radio. This doesn't say AR, so that doesn't really matter. I wonder what the official letters actually stood for, but anyway, that is a hideous set, by the way, even for juniors. It's just ghastly, isn't it? I mean, juniors aren't stupid. They can see a bad set too. I can't imagine that did very well. Though the 3 jets sort of set up in this, the tail and the big dish on the back were quite cool. So anyway, I don't think this will be going with that plane at all. But, it's very interesting, isn't it? I mean, you could almost use it that way up with something hanging below it as one of those sort of paragliders or something like that. Don't know, but it was mere pennies. So I thought I'd give it a go. I think there's another one of these as well with different colouring on. So you could even have a pair of them flying high above Brick Nottingham. They're a bit angled for a paraglider, I think. They're a bit too steep for an upside down wing. But I like it. And these sorts of pieces can inspire whole builds in the future. And as I say, it was very cheap. Then we've got this tail fin, which has got one of my favourite logos on the cargo with the package, arrows each way, and it's in very nice condition. That's nice. So this is from set 6330 Cargo Centre from 1998, which looks like a very bad set too, if you ask me, from Lego's kind of dodgy period in the late 90s. But it is a lovely tailpiece. And in that set, it was used on a helicopter, weirdly. You wouldn't usually use a helicopter for cargo because, well, not for heavy cargo anyway, because they're just not very efficient or actually that fast. But yeah, that's nice. So I bought, luckily, from the same store, a top tail bit so I could use it for an aircraft. They don't do them in yellow, it seems. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad already, does it? So that might be the start of a whole nother plane for hanging off my ceiling. Oh, I really like that. Yeah, the white goes well with the yellow, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, I want to get designing aircraft now. So that's great. Really like that piece. So I think I've done all the bits now. So we just got 2 sticker sheets. So this is the sticker sheet from that Beach Lifeguard Station set, 60328. It's not really the ice cream ones I need it for this time. I've got ice cream stickers all over the place now. That map's not too bad for putting anywhere, but it's really this paddleboard sign that I wanted most, because I've got paddleboarders in my marina and loads of paddle boards up for rent at my little shop there. So basically the surf shop could do with this sign, definitely. So I think I'll be adding that to that little scene. Not too bad. And then there's this great big sheet from the 41714 Andrea's Theatre School from 2022, which I kind of want to buy that set and make it bigger. And if I make it bigger, I'm going to need more of these posters, because not so much these ones for the inside, and maybe a second sign actually. Not these ones for the, well, I don't know actually. Maybe it can make the big stick out bit even bigger as well. But definitely for these adverts, because at the very least they can be elsewhere in the city, sort of pointing towards the theatre, but the Assembly Theatre sign most of all. And there's even some nice sort of names for streets and things like that. Oh, and even a magnificent toilet sign there as well. Fantastic. So I think that's a really good sticker sheet for a future project if I'm going to do that theatre. Yeah, another modular. Let's get them all done first, eh? Right, so that was a really good haul, good start, but we've still got the mistake package to go through as well. Good, good. Well, the mistake in this package stems from the fact that I got a bit excited when I noticed a brand new detail about a set that previously I wasn't bothered about at all. And that's set 76402, Dumbledore's Office from 2022. When I first saw it, I just looked at a picture of the front of that set and thought, well, I don't think there's anything there for me. I don't need that set at all. But then much more recently, I saw pictures of the back and noticed something that I've been asking Lego for quite a while. And that's a different coloured little bird. And I love little birds because I can use them in trees and little scenes on rooftops all around my city. And it just makes it look much, much better. And I'm a real bird lover in real life as well. So yeah. Give me more different coloured birds, please, Lego. So when I looked at the picture of the back of that set and saw the little red baby phoenix, is what I'm assuming it is, then I thought, oh my goodness, I have to own these immediately. So what I did was rush to Bricklink and saw who had some of them for sale. And one person, this person, had 3 of them. And I thought, brilliant, I'll pay whatever it costs, even though it's over £2 each. Yeah, I know. Channel money, you know, I'm very grateful for it. And sometimes I don't use it as best as I could, perhaps. But that's the only reason why I went ahead. So I thought, yes, let's do this. And at least I'll have 3 red birds gracing my city. And then, and this is why it's a mistake, I realised that they're also available on Bricks and Pieces. I could have got as many as I wanted. And they're only £1 and a penny. So, oh... a bit of a mistake. All that urgency, it wasn't urgent at all, and basically I've overpaid for them. So that is my mistake. But hey ho, not to worry. At least I've got some lovely red birds. So this order was again just kind of seeing what this store had, which isn't much, as you can tell by the size of the package, on top of those wonderful red birds. Yeah, and this is everything. But here they are. Oh, I do like them even so. I'm very happy to have these. I mean, these can go straight in the city, because you could have one on its own, obviously, looking nice in a tree. A very good contrast colour with that beak showing as well. Really like that. But I always think having a sort of flock of them on a rooftop looks absolutely fantastic. So I'll be able to do both soon if I order some from Bricks and Pieces as well. But for now, I can just have 3 of these on their own in individual parts of the city. Absolutely adore those. So I think that Lego needs to make many more of these, maybe with different printing on. So we've got, you know, like a red breast for a robin or something like that. And maybe do them as part of the next minifigure series, each one having a different bird. I think that'd be really good fun. But yeah, maybe not. Maybe not for kids. Anyway, those are the wonderful things there from the set Dumbledore's Office. Dumbledore, of course, being the guy who trains up wizards. He lives on a swamp planet, and even when you've crashed your broomstick into the swamp, he can help pull it out, train you up to be a full-blown wizard so you can face your nemesis father, the head of the Slytherin. That's right, I think. Yep, that's right. Then I've got a couple more torsos here. Just ones that I've already got, but, you know, you could always use a second one. They're both from the Series 22 minifigures. This one is from the chili costume girl, just with a flaming chili on, so somebody who likes their food nice and spicy. So, yeah, that's definitely going to look great in my city. And here's one from the wheelchair racer. Just a very sporty top with gloves on. I think that looks very much like the sort of thing a cyclist would wear. So I'm going to have that in my city as well. Couple more. These are heads though. Can't reuse these tiny bags. They're just far too small. So there is the head from the chili suit girl. And she's really, really sweating on there. So that could be somebody on a fairground ride. Just before the big drop on the Big Dipper sort of thing. That would be really good. Looks like a mild panic, or maybe just eating some of the food in the fairground. And then I got this, which is actually a head for a character called the Clock King. Yeah, I have no idea about that one. That was in the Lego Batman movie, Series 2 minifigures. And, well, I don't want it as a head. I was kind of wondering if it just worked as a wall clock, or even using that attachment, maybe attached from the side as the sort of clock that hangs out from a building. It's going to be slightly difficult because this connection is slightly bigger than a stud, I think. So let's just see. I mean, would it work on there? Oh, actually, it would work on there. Oh, so I think I've answered my question. That will work as a clock. Oh, a one-sided clock. I kind of assumed it had a face on either side. I don't know why I assumed that, but I did. So I suppose I could get two. Maybe I need another one. But yes, it definitely can stick out from the side of a building. Maybe not with a green attachment to act as one of those clocks that are, visible for the public. Yeah, so I do quite like that, but now I probably need another one. Well, so that's good. Then I've got a few more plates. Clearly I need quite a lot of these 2x8s in grey. Those ones to go with those ones for my aircraft. These just to fill in little gaps under the sea. And these for rock faces as well. So, not the biggest haul by any means, but very important, both for the birds that used to grace Dumbledore's office, or really, I mean, it's more of a shack when it's in the swamp in the films, isn't it? So I don't know why they call it an office. It doesn't look very similar either in my mind. Anyway, so we've got the birds that are really important. We've got the window frame, which is arguably the most important if we want to have a video on Monday. But hey, look at these tail fins. I really like these, especially this one. This one's a bit wacky. And then the camel for a brand new scene in the city. So lots of things to get on with. And does that look like a plant? You know, it doesn't look too bad in a way. Or maybe that way. Yeah, maybe it could. We obviously don't want it looking that way. Cool. So yeah, and a baby cow. So really good haul. Well, not the biggest haul this week by any means, but definitely one that was fueled by a lot of nervous energy, getting emergency replacement parts and panic buying of birds that I didn't need to panic buy. But nonetheless, really nice stuff actually. Quite a few different good animals this week, I must say, and loads of parts, as always, for loads of future projects. So very happy with all of those. And no used parts and no washing to do this week. Fantastic. So do tell me where you watch these videos and how you enjoy them, which parts you want to see more of and so on, because I do want to keep this series going, as I say. But as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. And if you want to send something to a future brick haul, you can to the usual address, and we'll open that amongst all the packages that I've been buying in the meantime. So next time on Robin Hood Bricks, we'll be doing a mock build on Friday. Then we'll be back to the mall on Monday with this all-important window piece included. And then next Wednesday, well, it'll be another brick haul, of course. So until all of that, see you! Yep, the kitten's horrible, but the birds are cool.